This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
All right. So this is a bi-weekly podcast now, I think.
Kind of.
Yeah, it is. I don't remember what this last week was. Well, didn't I have something going on?
You said you went to Georgia.
That's right. Yeah, I just gotten off the plane when I texted you. And I'd gotten back from Georgia. That's what it was. And so we were down in still in Milwaukee when I texted you. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be back in time.
Right.
So, yeah. So I was in Georgia. I was outside of Atlanta in a place called Milner, Georgia.
Okay.
And we went for a father-son camping trip. And it's based on a organization I belong to, but they basically got us all together. And we had they had 2 ponds that was completely stocked with fish. It was on this dude's private property. He has 280 acres.
Holy cow.
It's really cool. But he had 2 privately stocked ponds. One was a big fish pond, and the other was a small fish pond.
Okay.
In the small fish pond, you couldn't put anything in the pond without catching something. It was really cool. So Malachi was in love with that pond. And then the other pond had big bass and things like that. When we got there, I was just walking around the edge of it, just flipping, jigs out, and 4 fish or 3 fish almost immediately when we first got there.
Wow.
And then, and then we had fully automatic weapons we were able to shoot in a very controlled, isolated environment.
Okay.
Which was awesome. There was side-by-sides and golf carts. Ice baths were part of things, and tents and lots of rain. So there was a hurricane that was out in the Gulf, and it stopped, but we got all the the tail ends of the tropical storm once it hit. So it was just raining the entire time. Oh. And we were truly in a 2-person tent. That's all on the ground. But the tent was really nice. It stayed really dry, so I was really happy with it because I've been tent camping in a decade.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that, and there was dodgeball and basketball, and we did a fitness challenge, and it was son against son and father, teams. And then we did all kinds of stuff. But it was really fun. It was 2 full days of just go do cool stuff.
Cool.
Go do men's stuff.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Well, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun. So they came back landed Sunday, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm probably not going to make the podcast. I just forgot to tell you.
I don't think I realized you were gone.
Yeah. No. I didn't really tell anybody because it was one of those we were invited to it, and I was like, maybe, and then I was like, nah, what the heck? Let's go.
Sure.
And we decided, we worked it out between Sandy and I kind of basically just told Malachi a couple days before, hey, we're going on a trip. And he's like, okay. And that was that. So kind of impromptu, but it was fun though. Georgia's beautiful. Mm-hmm. This land that we were staying on is beautiful.
Okay.
And all I could think of was I need to talk to this guy and see if we can get a disc golf tournament there.
Oh, wow.
It is beautiful. He has so he loves rock crawling and mudding and stuff. So he has all these big trucks and things, but he has these huge buildings on his property. Mm-hmm. One's a barn, an old barn that he turned into almost a little conference area.
Yeah.
And the other's a big recreational barn where he has a basketball court. I mean, he had 4 square, what do they call it? Pickleball?
Yeah.
Pickleball court. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was awesome.
Wow.
And I was just sitting there thinking I wonder if we could do some sort of really cool disc golf tournament there. And there's hills, lakes, this property is gorgeous. So maybe I'll talk with the guy. He's part of the same organization. So I was like,
okay. Yeah. So, you got a little bit of a connection going there.
A little bit of a connection. And I was able to talk to him quite a bit. So him and I hit it off because he's obviously a motorhead.
Yeah.
And then I saw a truck up there and I was like, so what's the deal with the Lightning? And he goes, oh, yeah, and he told me the story about it. And I go, that's awesome. And he goes, I also have a 93. And I go, what? You have a square body? And he was like, you know about those? And I was like, yeah, I know about those. So we started hitting it off there. So he has one building that's basically all vehicles. Mm-hmm. And he makes like these huge commercial generators, like warehouse-sized commercial generators. This is what he does for a job, like his business. And in one of his warehouses, he has like acres of cars there too.
Acres of
I don't know if it's acres, but in my mind, it seems
this
like
isn't
it.
Like sounds like Jay Leno.
It's like Jay Leno-ish. Yeah, it really was. I was like, oh my goodness. But it was really cool. It was like he's like just a car nut. Like that's his thing, you know. So I mean, he was telling me about all the other cars he had, and I was like, I got to see these things. Like I had to, but he obviously didn't have time to. So if I'm ever in Millen or Georgia again, I'm going to knock on his door and be like, hey, you said I could see him.
Yeah, right.
So
just swinging through.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my week, and then homecoming week, which you were part of. And then, I think that's it. But we're back to softball season for Gabby. Volleyball and softball season. So running every night. Like we just got back of a 2.5 hour practice.
Jeez.
Tonight. So, and then an hour and a half drive there, hour and a half drive back. So yeah, that's my day. But speaking of Green Bay, shop is doing awesome. Still keeping up, doing how it should, getting some amazing support from the community. Matt is laying out our potential tournaments for next year so we can get them to the state coordinator.
Oh, okay.
And he texts and he goes, how many tournaments is too many tournaments? And I said, well, how about you leave a day between them at least? So it sounds like we're going to have quite a few. And then we're going to do some leagues over winter. We got some really fun ideas for leagues. And I think one of the big ones that is kind of my little pet is a pyramid knockout tournament.
Oh, wow.
So winner take all. Pyramid knockout. So what it'll be basically like bracket style and single elimination. You get 1 week. So all the pairings get 1 week to face off against each other. Mm-hmm. Wherever they want to go, they have to agree to it. If you do not make an honest effort to connect with your partner, then
just eliminated.
You get eliminated.
Oh, both.
Or if someone makes the effort and that person doesn't get back to him, then the other person gets eliminated.
Oh, okay.
And we'll pair people up that way.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's kind of like a no excuses, no holds barred, winner takes all. Like disc golf tends to be soft sometimes with players.
Yeah.
You know, they're very like accommodating. Mm-hmm. This is not going to be that. Like, you don't get it done. That's it. You're done. You lose your money. Like
go slash some tires. You're not showing up. Like that.
Right. Yeah.
He couldn't make it. So looks like I move on. You know,
exactly.
That kind of thing.
So aside from kind of nefarious play.
Yeah.
That's kind of what. That's kind of one of the ones we're thinking about, and then there'll be some like stuff over the winter. But that one, I'm hoping that I can put that together maybe sometime in November. Just do kind of like a 2 or 3 week period where we do that, and like I said, winner take all. Like, I kind of get frustrated with disc golf a little bit because everybody has to get their piece of the pie in a disc golf tournament.
True. Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? Like, why don't we just make it worth it? You know, like, I don't even care about second place. Like, you can go home and tell your mom, like, like you win this tournament, you.
Yeah.
And we might do 2 divisions, like an amateur and a pro division.
Okay.
But essentially, it's winner take all.
Yeah.
It'll be non-sanctioned. It's not going to be a PDJ event. But I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm just, like I said, I'm just so tired of like the.
Well, it is kind of hard because like you would almost have to do that because if you're allowing people to pick the venue.
Right. Yeah.
So
there would be no. I mean, it's up to that pairing.
Yeah.
And there's no advantage or disadvantage to someone picking it because you're just playing against those people. Because once you come up to the next person, you guys are going to have to decide where you play.
Yeah.
So there's no. I mean, even if they go to like Perkins, for instance, probably one of the easier parks. Like, who cares?
Oh my gosh,
like, that's their choice.
Disc Golf Pro Tour would be so awesome doing that.
I know.
It would be so fun.
I know.
Like you just like we're going to Yarva and like you pick your partner and you're going over there for like, you know, a couple days or whatever. And like you come back and like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like for those people, like you get two people that just have that stupid money and they're like, yeah, let's go play the Beast.
Yeah. Right. Like just play anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Like, this is what we got. I won.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I really think it would be cool. So there's other places that I have been involved with things like that where you just kind of pick your thing, you do it when you do, and it's an honor system. In the winter, they just get back to the people. And if you don't hear back by a certain time, your group's eliminated. Like if there's no communication, that's it. You're just done. You're out of the tournament and that's it. So I figured like, why not? Let's try it. So I'll set it up, hopefully get some signups for it, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nice. It's going to be a quick thing, though. It'll be like 2-3 weeks. That's it. Bracket style. Go for it. Winner take all.
How many people?
Oh, we don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
So that's the kind of stuff we got to work out.
Yeah,
you know? But I'm assuming it won't be too many. It'll probably be, we'll try to keep it to like maybe a 5 round at most. You know? So, I mean, we could have up to 128 people with 5 rounds, something like that. Yeah. 28, 64. Yeah. 5 rounds.
Wow.
So 32, 16, 8.
Yeah.
And then, okay. That would be something like that.
Cool.
So, and then once we get down to the like last ones, we'll do it like, hey, you got 3 days, you know, since it's a smaller crew. So, but we'll figure out details. But yeah, so we'll be laying those out pretty darn soon. And then I think outside of that, I don't know if there's anything else to say. Oh, other than the throw zone is set up and ready to go.
Cool.
So we got the TV on the wall mounted. We got the iPad. It is casting and it is connected with the discs. So it's really fun. I've never, like, I always thought, like, do you think it'd be really cool to just throw a disc and then you get some numbers? Like, no, it's really fun because you want to figure out your spin rate. You want to figure out, like, nose angle and hyzer angle and speed and all that stuff. And then it gives you, like, an idea of about how far it would throw and stuff. So, I mean, they're really neat, those tech discs.
I saw you guys had, I think it was like an Instagram video or somewhere, maybe it's Facebook. James Conrad could not throw in that room.
No. This is very much a 2 or 3 step run.
Yeah, right.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
We think for something like that, it's probably okay. But maybe if we're ever deciding, like, we want to do some sort of tournament or something with it, like high speed,
that'd be fun.
We can pull it out.
Right.
And then throw into it because it just has to be within the Bluetooth range of that.
Yeah.
thing. So, but it's really neat because that room is encased in glass. Well, it's glass on one wall. So it's nice where we have the TV. I'm like, it'll show you, and you can see these people throwing at the time, and you can make fun of them. You can cheer for them. You can,
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy about it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, from what I understand, we're finally getting all of our vinyls on the windows, so it'll actually look like a disc golf store instead of just a blank building.
Yeah.
So that should be coming tomorrow as long as they stay on track.
Like, you guys are like directly under the clock, right?
Yeah.
So like, where's your signage?
It will go right underneath the clock.
Oh, okay.
And that's being done. We're getting a quote for it as we speak for the sign, the main marquee sign. Well, the main marquee sign will be up Monday, and then the vinyls on the windows will be up Monday, and then our store sign that goes above the shop.
Yeah.
We're still.
Oh, okay.
Time and money, budget. You know how it goes.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, but it's coming along. I mean, we're pretty excited about it. And the mall owner came in and was just like, this is great. He was like super happy about it and thought it looked really awesome. And he never expected when he said, he was like, he'd talk to him on the phone and he goes, you know, when I said you like disc golf, and he goes, I didn't really know what to think, but now I'm kind of interested after going into the shop. So that's good.
That's good.
So, yeah, but warm reception. So thank you again for everybody that came in, anybody that ordered anything online. So we're making a hit for the largest disc golf shop in Wisconsin. So far we're holding that one still.
Yeah.
It's still the largest square footage. So, all right. So what about you? What have you done for the last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks? Boy. We had an interesting mail day the other day.
Okay.
There's a water main that burst at the plant in Green Bay. So
in the plant?
Yes.
Okay.
So we didn't get any mail on Friday. So I just delivered the Pulse, which is our like local paper that everybody gets. And I did that in packages. And then Saturday, it was like Christmas or, like a huge,
sure.
It was a lot. So
did it ruin any mail? Or was it just?
No, it wasn't directly in the mail processing area. I think it kind of wiped out our docking area where the trucks come out. Okay. So stuff couldn't be put on the trucks. It was flooded there, I think.
Right.
So that kind of delayed things till the next day. And then what else have we been up to? Soccer. Mm-hmm. That's about it. I mean, there's a couple days we had a tournament last Saturday that went fairly well. We won 2 out of 3 games.
Oh, great.
We ran into a team that I think it was Denmark, and we hadn't played them yet. So we played them then, and here's what happened. We played their team. They had an A team and a B team. So we beat their B team, and then we played them again Monday, and they ended up turning around and beating us 3-1 or something like that.
The B team or the A team?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
See, so what happened is there was an A team and a B team, and Sturgeon Bay, who's one of our biggest rival, also has an A team and a B team, and what they do is they split up their players. So they have a mix of older grades and younger grades together, and I don't know how they determine who fits in where.
Right.
But I'm guessing that's what happened, and then they took all their really good players on Monday and played us or something.
Sure.
And just the way the cookie crumbles.
It's funny because I was talking to somebody that plays or played in the men's league or the semi-pro league that's around Wisconsin here.
Okay.
And he was saying that there's a couple like Madison has a couple teams and Milwaukee has a couple teams, and he was saying that that's what happens when you go to the state tournament, that the teams will, as they get knocked out, the better players from those teams will jump on the teams that are left. So by the time the Madison team gets to the championship, let's say, it's all the best players in Madison, not the actual team that took them, the roster that took them to it,
Interesting.
And I'm just
how does that seem fair?
I was going to say, I feel like that would be something that would be totally legal.
Right.
Especially within the league, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like you'd have, anything that's a sanctioned tournament like that, you'd have to probably submit rosters
of
people who are on your team and stuff like that. So I don't know how to get away with that.
And I don't either, but from what I understand, it sounds like it happens, and and there was a little bitterness about it, but I was just that's interesting. You just never think of stuff like that happening, but I guess it does, because I'm always the type of guy I want to bring the roster that brought me, that's who I want to play with. I don't want to play with some guy that I've never played with before. I want to play with the roster that got me here, you know, but maybe that's not the case.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe it's about winning.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
So it sounds like that happens a little bit in the lower levels too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much been it. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's just been a lot of work, a lot of driving around. That's about it.
Okay. So no misappropriation of funds.
No misappropriation. No.
No.
Oh. I mean, I did buy discs. If that's
that's
not
good.
Misappropriation.
Oh no. I was just curious, kind of how
But that has to do with funds.
Yeah. I was thinking more of the Masters at Butt Hill.
No,
is what I was saying.
nothing that crazy.
Not that crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What discs did you buy before we get into the Masters at Butt Hill?
I bought the Discmania Drop.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be like a glitch, right?
No, it's the spores. The
spores are okay.
Is their glitch? The Drop is their new. It's Nicholas Antilla's new Creator Series disc, and it's a new approach disc. So it's very zone-esque. It's in color glow C-line plastic, which is nice. It's pretty overstable, depending on the color. I got a yellow and a pink. Or did I get blue? I forgot. Yellow, and I think it was blue.
Okay.
And yellow is much more overstable.
Okay.
So it was kind of like giving a run for its money with the Tactic. Because I'm guessing it's weird. There's companies that have multiple approach discs. Obviously. And so if I was somebody who through the tactic. I don't know how I'd feel about the drop. Mm-hmm. But as somebody who throws the zone, I was like, okay, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
And I like it. I don't think it's going to replace my zones.
Is it more stable or less stable than the zone?
I think it's a little less stable than the zone.
So that is very much like a tactic then.
But it's more. I think it's more stable than the tactic. I didn't take out my tactics to throw with it.
Okay.
Because like I really like the Razor Claw 3. I think that's the best tactic there is. The hand-wise feel for me. A lot of the EXO tactics.
But that's one of the most stable tactics.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that's why I like it. Because the Razor Claw 1 was very understable. It was very glidey and wasn't true to numbers, and so they retooled it. Mm-hmm. And then like the EXO hard, EXO softer, okay, but they beat him really quick.
Yep.
And so I don't know.
They only made them in, I want to say it was one of the boxes, but it was the Vapor Lux.
Yeah.
Those ones were really nice. I got to throw that a few times, and they were really nice.
And I have a Lumen tactic, but I've never thrown it.
What's a Lumen?
A Lumen?
Yeah.
It was their baseline glow plastic.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So it came in a mystery box, and I just have it, but I never threw it. It was like it's pretty much a EXO glow disc.
Okay.
Yeah, never touched it.
That would be. So I'm a tactic fan.
Yeah.
So I tried the Suspect for a while. I did the Gator. I did the Zone.
Oh, yeah.
I did, all the others. Justice. It's a whole nother disc. That sits in the bag with the tactic.
I mean, I had the Mutant in the bag for a long time too, and that was super overstable.
Yeah. And I think the tactic just, for me, I don't know, maybe I didn't give the Zone a hard enough try, but the tactic just fits well. I can forehand it, I can backhand it, like I can do either. And a Zone, maybe I just didn't give it enough chance because everybody talks so highly of the Zone, and it is, I mean, if you think of an approach disc, the Zone is the approach disc.
Yeah.
What else out there holds that same banner?
I mean, for a while, I thought the Harp did for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. I threw the Harp too.
Yeah.
And I really like the Harp, and I think the Harp and the tactic are very similar.
Yeah, I could kind of see that a little bit.
I think the Harp is a bit more stable. Nah. I don't know. I haven't thrown a Harp in forever.
Yeah, I haven't either.
They might be really darn close to one another.
I mean, I had Tournament Harp. I don't know if it was an Origio. It was a more baseline.
Yeah.
Zero medium
Yeah, they did the Zero plastic. That was medium or
soft.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They had VIPs.
Yep. Yeah. And so drop.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting. I hope it comes out in some of those baseline plastics just to figure out how those. And I throw the Zone that I throw right now is the Crystal Flex. And I really like it because you get like very little ground play. It just sticks. And so if they ever come out with it in the Glow or Flex 1 C line, I'd be down for that.
Okay. Because I know, is it that the Jawbreaker Z Flex that you have, or just the Crystal Flex?
No, I just have a Crystal Flex. Okay. I've never thrown the actual, like the Jawbreaker Z Flex.
So they have I know
that's like fairly new.
That's the newest stuff that they put out. That's like the clear Jawbreaker look.
Yeah, right.
I know that Jawbreaker zones, people really like them.
Oh, yeah.
But they're very straight. They beat in really quick.
Oh, yeah.
They're very
straight. Yeah.
And then from what I understand, the Z Jawbreaker, it holds the stability slightly more, but it's not quite as overstable as like a Z.
Okay.
So I would assume it's kind of like a tactic.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to try it because I think that's Hamas's, if I remember rightly. I think that's who has the Zone right now is Hamas.
Okay, because I remember he always, for a while, he had the Wasp.
He had the Wasp, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has the Zone now.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure. I can't remember. 99% sure.
Yeah. Right on.
Because I was holding it because I was thinking about getting it because they're so pretty. They're so pretty. And I was like, well, I could try it because I run those Casey White tactics.
Yeah.
And I have one more of the Casey White tactics. And I don't know. I think those are EXO hard, I think. Or mediums, maybe. I don't know. But I know they're EXO. And I like them, but I'm running out of them. I have one more that's in my bag currently, and that's the last one.
Okay.
So I'm just like, do I want to, try something else? And I was like, well, Zone, everybody just loves Zone, so why not give it a try? So maybe one of these days I'll pull the trigger on it, and if we have any left. I just wish they would do no offense to anybody, but I want to support the people I want to support. But I also just want the plastic, without names on it too.
Oh, yeah.
I would love just a stock stamp Jawbreaker Zone.
Yeah.
Or Jawbreaker Z Flex or whatever it is. Zone. These are pretty, but do I necessarily want Missy Gannon or Paul Macbeth, or maybe I just want a Luna, or I just want a Zone,
right?
Or
well, because I was kind of thinking
about
Kratos,
or
I was thinking about that on the way over too. I was like, because Eagle had the Razor Claw tactic, and then they came out with just the tactic. And I was like, well, are they going to do that with Nicholas too? I was like, is it going to be his version is the drop? Is this going to be another mold called something? Are they going to call it another mold, or what the deal is? But
they ended up doing that with the Cloudbreaker. It was a creator series, and then they moved it to just the Cloudbreaker.
Right.
So I wonder if they will. You're right. I mean, I don't know. The tactic, then they went to, the stupid overstable one. Tilt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they went from the Tilt to the full Tilt.
Yeah.
Right, because they did the creator series, which was Tilt, and then they went to the full Tilt, which was the production series.
Yeah, I feel like it was a run of plastic that they made it full Tilt, but I don't remember which run it was.
Was it? Okay, maybe that's what it was.
I don't know.
But I do remember that was the last one.
Yeah.
And I know that was their production series, and then they haven't let them out since.
Yeah, I mean it's discontinued. It's probably not going to come back.
They won't. OOP probably.
No, OOP, yeah.
Okay. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Because it seemed like it was a selling. We could never hold them. Mm-hmm. Every time we got them in the shop, they were gone almost immediately. So weird. Why not do it? But from what I understand, they're very hard to mold.
Oh yeah, that was
what they said.
Big deal. I think they went through a number of things with it being too domey at one point, and yeah, I could see that.
Jeez, I wonder what dominess would do to something like that, because it's stable as it is.
Oh yeah,
you think you put some dome on it?
Right.
Just stupid. It would be stupid.
Well, it makes you think. You throw that. It's do you need an approach disc?
Right.
You just have that in your bag.
Exactly. Oh man. Because you can't throw it very far. Even if you throw it upside down, maybe you get 200 feet out of it.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah. So.
Because, what was I thinking of the other Discmania disc? Oh, the Rainmaker. They don't make the Rainmakers anymore either.
Oh, no. Okay, well, those are what, Flex 2 P2s, basically? Or P1s?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
yeah.
It was.
But they are P1, P3X? P1X?
P1X is coming out.
P1X is coming back, yeah.
I think I also saw the P2X got approved as well.
Oh, got approved. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to bulk up Discmania then, because it sounds like they're dropping some good stuff here pretty soon.
Yeah, they got some decent stuff coming out.
Good. So, all right. Well, let's talk about misappropriation of funds.
All right, sounds good.
So the master at Bud Hill was originally ran by J. Ray, actually for quite a long time, Jonathan Ray, and he is part of Dynamic Disc.
Yeah.
And he drove RV for a long time. And so I played with him once in a Masters tournament.
Okay.
I mean, genuine guy. I don't have anything to speak of for character or anything like that. He was always a pretty fiery guy.
I feel like I met him at
Silver Cup, I bet.
Could have been.
I believe he was at Silver Cup.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and at I can't think of it. In Emporia.
Oh, DDO.
DDO, yeah.
Okay. Was it Glass Bone when you went?
No, it was DDO.
DDO.
It was one of the first years it was DDO.
Oh, okay.
When Jordan and I went, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then so when I think about it, okay, you see a lot of stuff going on about his character and things like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any personal attack that needs to be done as far as character goes. I think he made a mistake. So let's give the full instance. So he let out a post that essentially said, oops, I'm sorry. We don't have enough money to run the Masters of Bud Hill. I used it for other tournaments and medical bills. Mm-hmm. And so I don't have enough money. So I'm sorry. I'll get the money back to you whenever I can.
Yeah.
And that was basically out there. Give him kudos for having the gumption to say that out, like, publicly.
Yeah.
He could have just wiped it out, tried to get people's money back, and that was it. But no, he came out outwardly and said this. And then everybody started to kind of like go hard at him. Like, I can't believe this. You're going to go to jail. People are going to sue you, blah, on and on and on. So a bunch of negative stuff. Then the big news, and a lot of people kind of came, not a lot of people, but a few people came to his defense. But notable, Terry Miller came to his defense and basically said, I know him. He didn't mean to do it on purpose. He's a good guy, that type of stuff. Didn't excuse his actions, but also didn't say, hey, buddy, you made a mistake.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are getting on Terry Miller about that. So I'll pick a side, but before I do, I just want to say, like, I think you're going too hard at Terry Miller. Okay. He was just sticking up for a buddy. Like, hey, I know this guy. It wasn't intentional. He has good character, but, I think he could have been like, at that point said, but yeah, you screwed up. Let's try to make this right, and he's not offering any solutions. He's just trying to come to J. Ray's defense.
Well, I thought there was something. I thought Terry had said something about possibly helping J. Ray monetarily to help people get their money back. I don't know if that's how it went or not.
No, he never said that in a post, unless it was like later posts that I haven't seen yet.
I don't know if that's really what it was, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of something else.
I know. I think that was one of the solutions that Brody Smith offered up in his rebuttal to Terry. I think is like, hey, if you can do something for him, why don't you offer paying for other people? Paying.
That's not his responsibility, though.
It's not.
So why put that on him? That's not fair.
Right. So we'll take a step back. So there's a happy ending to all this. Well, semi-happy ending to all this. But let's take a step back. J. Ray. What it is, he made a business mistake. So this is not abnormal for business owners to do stuff like this. And let's not get it wrong. TDs are business owners. I mean, they are entrepreneurs of sorts because they are doing something with money, to give a service to somebody, right? They're doing it through the guise of PDGA. But nevertheless, they're still using money to produce something to give to somebody. And at the end of it, they're going to hopefully have a little bit of money in their hands, right?
Right.
What he did is he overextended himself. He didn't see the writing on the wall that disc golf was coming off of this, amazing roller coaster that it was going up on, and it was on the downslope. And his tournaments weren't filling the way they were. And so he was compensating for everything from the Masters that was filling up pretty well. And then something happened. He got hurt. He got sick, whatever it was. And he used that money to bail himself out. Which that, I think, is the biggest issue.
Yeah, right.
Like, I understand you get sick and all that stuff, but, I mean, it'd be like bankrupting my business. So, like, if I go and, like, have a heart attack.
Yeah, right.
And then I pull all the money out of my business, and all of a sudden there's 45 people that don't have a job anymore, right?
Yeah.
That's a shitty thing for me to do.
Oh, yeah,
right? So, and I understand, like, I'm taking the risk. It's, my business plan. I'm, like, everything is there for me. Like I bear all the responsibility and burden for operating this business.
Right.
And then I pay people to help me do that. And if something happens to me, I have every right to do that because these are my assets. But I don't think that's the same for what happened here. Like, I don't think that's apples to apples.
No, that's not. I don't think that's equal.
No, I don't think so either. Because it would be shitty for me to do it. Excuse the language. And I have every right to do that, But none of that money was his necessarily. Maybe $3 from every player is kind of what a TD fee is, or $2 from every player, whatever that number is. He just basically took
everybody's fees and was like, yeah, sorry.
And the sponsorships.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, huh? So, like, I think it totals like $26,000 or something like that. And then what happened with all these tournaments prior to? Like, what happened to all the money that came from all that stuff? So you said you were using it for this.
Right.
Like, there's something, like, there's a lot wrong with the situation.
Well, and he admitted to doing this
for years.
Right. And then people were like, so basically what you're saying is you embezzled money from other people to run your tournaments and then eventually get back, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's pretty serious. And then people were like, receipts, you know, that kind of deal. Yeah. I get the, like, coming up short end of, like, tournaments. Because, like, there are times where, you know, like, you know how much it takes to run something. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, like you said, you don't have people filling up. Like running a flex, you have no idea how many people are going to show up to a flex. And, you know, it costs money to run that.
Yep. There are fixed costs in there. So you have to have the trophies. You have to pay for the sanctioning. You have to pay for the insurance. And if you're doing any advertisement, those are all fixed costs.
Yep.
And if you have to rent a course, that's a fixed cost. So there's a certain amount of money you're going to spend no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what you're referring to.
Right. So eventually, if you're not filling up, that money is going to have to be replaced somehow. And he decides, oh, okay, I'm going to take it from these other tournaments that I'm running, and then hopefully make that money back in order to run and fully fund the tournament that I need to.
Yep.
And like you said, he had the medical issues and it just sounds like a lot caught up with him this year, but it's just god awful that the taking of other people's money and not explaining the situation fully, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, right before the tournament's even going to start.
Yeah. And basically like, this isn't going to happen anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can. I'll get your money back someday.
Well, but how? Yeah, like how? You know, like that's the thing. I mean, insurance, you can't get that back from insurance because you never ran the tournament.
No. He's going to have to run more tournaments and take money from those tournaments. You know, so I guess the putting all your eggs in one basket, and I won't use that because that assumes something else. So putting all your money in one account and then using that to operate out of isn't abnormal, especially for TDs, because TDs, especially like, you know, you think like Josh Ham or us, like when we lay out all of our tournaments, we lay them all out at once and we pay for them all at once. Okay. We don't have a separate
tournament. Like, okay, we're setting this amount aside, this amount aside, this amount aside.
Exactly. Yep. So it just kind of comes into the general fund. And if we have people paying into stuff, now let's say something horrible happened and the shop burnt down and all of a sudden we had zero income at all.
Yeah.
And we had to use a bunch of money to put the shop back together. Like the tournament funds would probably be a portion of that as well, because that's money that comes in, but we're expected to get that back out at one point or another. Yeah. So, you know, the liability to us, it's just like gift cards in the restaurant. We have a liability factor with gift cards that we always have a certain amount of money out there that we have to be prepared to give back, right? Well, or through product, of course, you know, through food or a room or whatever. But let's say we have, I don't know, let's say we have $100,000 in gift cards out there. Okay. Like we always have $100,000 that we have to be prepared to give back to people in some way, shape, or form, right? And I think that's the same thing with tournaments. If someone pays for a tournament, whatever that $180 some is for this tournament that they ran, you better be darn sure that you can give them back $183 worth of value. Yeah. No matter what. Right. Whether it's in the tournament or as a refund, that liability is there. So, you know, something like we ran into that with
player packs,
right? Where, you know, we would offer a certain level of player pack and we have to have that ability to make those player packs whole. And then you see that with like Lucky Disc Golf and 978, they're starting to do like virtual player packs. And then we dabble in it as well, doing virtual player packs with another tournament and with another TD. And we have to make sure that we're always able to fulfill, but that's a liability. So if we put that discount out there, we have to be able to cover it some way, shape, or form. And he just lost that. Like all of a sudden he's just like, no, it's free money, pot of gold. Like we'll just use it. So I think that's just bad business is what it is. Whose fault is it? Obviously J-Ray's. Yeah. Does DD have any responsibility in it? I mean, because he even signed it like the signature was like he had his DD's signature in it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, yeah.
I don't know what kind of relationship he has with them anymore. If he's
I mean, who knows what any relationship has. That reminds me, I'm going to write this down. I got to write that out too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Because as a sponsor, you don't necessarily know what's happening. Like you're just supplying funds so you can get your name out there to be used, presenting sponsor, whatever. Mm-hmm. Once those funds are given to the TD, you're like, well, you have them, so they're at your discretion to use. So I don't think a sponsor or anybody like that's reliable for giving money back to anybody.
Yeah, but those sponsors are paying for something. So whether it's a title or banners or a T-sign or something, I think as long as they're getting what they paid for, then obviously that money doesn't need to be given back. But
but I'm saying it's not their responsibility to pay out the player, those players. Like that's not that's not on them at all.
No, definitely not. No. Yeah, I'm sorry, I must have missed that while I was writing it down. No, right. Yeah, like so if I mean, if he is still part of DD, that looks bad for them by having him associated with them, but it's not on them to do that. But is there any repercussions from DD to J Ray if he's still part of DD?
Oh, he's probably just get dropped.
That's what I would assume too. Yeah, and I think that would be probably fairly appropriate for this situation because that paints DD in a really bad picture with J Ray. Yeah, unfortunately, and J Ray's had a very long stand with DD. I think he was the very first. Maybe Tyler Searle was, but it was either him or Tyler Searle that was the very first RV driver.
Like they were doing trilogy challenges and stuff out of the RVs and setting up tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, they were part of what grew DD, and you can't minimize the impact they had to help bring, DD to every doorstep. I mean, for a long time, DD was probably one of the was the fastest growing brand, wasn't it, in disc golf for a while? For a while. 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So, you think about that. I mean, that's part of what they did. So, sunshines and rainbows on the other side, though. Speaking of Tyler Searle, so Adam Searle, Tyler Searle was Soar Disc Golf, like SOAR, like soaring, flying. Yeah, was Soar Disc Golf, which is funny because I swear they were DD guys for a while.
Yeah, they were. I'm assuming. Sure. I was just on Tyler's Instagram, just looking at he drove around a Lat 64 RV and everything. So he was with, and I think he's
still might even still be. Yeah. A little bit, yeah. So them and Matt Lloyd, who is the TD technically now, have brought it back at Bud Hill. Okay. So Masters of Bud Hill is now back on, and Matt Lloyd, Adam, and Tyler Searle are basically making everybody whole. So I don't know if they stepped in to help J Ray or if they're just taking it on in the ideas that this is my tournament now forever. We'll make the money back in the long run. Yeah. Or was it a Good Samaritan thing? Like, hey, J Ray, I know you're going through some hard stuff, and maybe they know more of the situation, and we'll help you out here. And you can just make it whole to us in the back end, I don't know, but big shout out to them. I mean, because obviously they don't have any of those player fees. They don't have any of that stuff. And they're taking this over and running it. These things aren't cheap to run. Yeah. So they're in the hole. No matter what, they're in the hole this year. For sure. So I don't know. So good for them. I mean, crazy is it's the first big public TD snafu like this that I've ever heard of in disc golf.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that anything's come out like this.
No, but I wonder if the PDJ is going to have any reaction to it, and if they're going to come up with some new rules for TDs as far as monetary goes. Because they got their hands in it too. I mean, they touch everything that comes back. So are they responsible for refunding anything if this tournament doesn't go on and it gets canceled by the TD? And, so I'm wondering if they're going to have a meeting about that and then come out with something.
Yeah. Well, because taking this back to the Postal Service kind of the Postal Service every year is responsible for pre-funding people's retirements and stuff at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
so like they kind of operate in the hole a little bit throughout the year by having to fund like the retirement of people throughout the year. So it's kind of like that. Like they're just trying to constantly, like they always tell us like, oh, we've made this much profit, quarterly or whatever. Like we get these updates like through Postmaster General videos and stuff, but it's like, okay, you've made that, but how much really is that including the funding, or is that like after? So like I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's kind of bait and switch a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, like, why not? It's like debt first. Like when you talk about doing proper budgeting, like debt first. Like take care of your debt first, and so it's kind of what the post office does, right? It's kind of they take care of debt first because they owe you guys that money. They promised it to you, so we're going to fund that retirement, and then, that makes sense to me if. If tournament directors are required to do some sort of debt first thing, where they're making everybody, or they're securing, or maybe securing that funding in some way, shape, or form. And that's where I would assume that PDGA would probably want to put their fingers. I don't know logistically how that would ever work, but like, instead of taking the PDGA fee, they take the TD fee, but that's also operational money. That's how you get the tournament up and running, is through those things. That's how you order the custom stamps. It's how you order the T-shirts. That's how you order whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I don't think the PDGA has a leg to stand on to try to do something about it, but maybe there might be some sort of TD requirement or test, a better test than just the officials test that the TDs have to go through to actually, solidify some of these tournaments like this. But, or is it just, it sucks, J-Ray made a mistake and water under the bridge now?
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's a pretty big deal in disc golf. Like, and usually disc golf likes to react to things like this,
Absolutely.
So,
I don't know. It's not just disc golf wise, but I'm just curious what happens to him for sure.
Yeah, because legally he is probably, I don't think embezzling is an appropriate term, but I think misappropriation of the funds for sure. And I'm not a lawyer, but I would assume there's something there.
Yeah.
There has to be something there. But does the PDGA back that up? Like, are they going to protect him? Is that part of being a sanctioned tournament? Like, I wonder if that falls under the guise of that insurance you get. Or is that just,
Wild.
It's nuts, man. Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm wondering what kind of clause there is. It's like, if you come under some kind of legal action, what happened? Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That's the same thing. Like, what about when Macbeth and Cease were getting sued? Like, what kind of action does the PDGA have with keeping them, out of that?
If it would have happened during a tournament, like if it would have happened during a sanctioned tournament, you have coverage. Like PDGA through sanctioning, you have coverage. But I don't think it was. I think it was, and I think it was kind of, and it's all been dropped and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of those situations where it was just a bitter shop owner.
Yeah.
Is what it was, But you're right. Like, what if a situation like that happens and it's legitimate? Like, I mean, that person probably just loses their butt, and that's what it will be. So, so there you go. So there's a little bit of drama in disc golf in the TD world. So let's talk about a little bit more drama in disc golf. And I don't think it's so much drama as more of a backpedaling. House of Discs.
Yeah.
Does a little shakeup.
Yeah. So, I was surprised to see that too.
I was too. I'm pulling it up here. That's why. So I got a text from a friend, and it was the press release from Latitude 64. It says, House of Disc brands are back in the hands of disc golfers. So David Berglund, founder of Latitude 64, has returned as the CEO of House of Disc. Seth Fendley has been promoted to general manager of North America, and Hugo Rantalio, I don't know, has been promoted general manager of Europe. Our foundation is strong, and we are ready to get back to work with renewed sense of meaning and direction. So basically, they let boards control it for a while. Now they're bringing them back as CEOs. They're bringing, the actual people that started this stuff back as CEOs. So I got that text, and I can say who it is. It was Bobby. And then I said, I wonder if Rusko was asked and if he told him to kick rocks or not. Yeah. And I just said, haha. And he goes, it's funny, I asked him that, and he sent me a video of him walking back into DD's warehouse.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, really? That is awesome. I said, were there explosions and fire behind him at the same time when he was walking in? And that was where our conversation stopped about it. But so I think what's happening is that you see all these fun business owners and entrepreneurs and investors thinking that they can run these disc golf companies, these very niche, business. And they come in and try to apply certain corporate level thought to it. And they're panicking because not only did the trend of disc golf stop going up, like we talked about before, and, tournaments are less busy, disc sales are down, all that stuff is down. But probably internally, they're losing a lot of traction as far as fandom goes.
Yeah.
So they're going, oh, crap, what do we do? Well, let's put the people back in charge of who did it. Wonder how much that cost them.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right? Because they already bought this from these people. And now they're like, hey, can you please start taking back over now? And that brings us back to our conversation about Eric McCabe. I wonder if he's going to be ushered back in, too, with DE. Because it sounds like he was, and I don't know anything for certain. This is all speculation. I'll say that one more time with Eric McCabe. I wonder if he will be brought back into the limelight because it doesn't seem like they've done anything with him at all.
No.
And speaking of, when's that Disc Golf Answer Man episode coming out?
Yeah, I don't know.
They said it was supposed to be sometime this month, mid-month. So,
well, they don't have much time left.
No, they don't. They got about 8 more days, 9 more days, 8 more days. So, but interesting to see House of Disc give the reins back.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they fired all their board members.
Right. I mean, at the time, you're like, okay, disc golf's riding high, and then it just kind of we've talked about it. It just leveled, plateaued, and now it's kind of fallen back to. I don't know if
it's not pre-COVID yet.
No. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I was trying to figure out like what kind of level we're at. It's not like I wouldn't say anybody's panicking about disc golf at all. No. But I'm guessing like the board members are like, we'll take the money that we have while we made it, and I mean we're still by name,
right?
Like House of Disc, but you guys are running.
Yeah, why don't you guys just do your thing now? So I wonder if that's going to separate the company. So everything on the back end. So we'll talk retailer side. Everything on the back end, House of Discs, everything is done through one portal.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So it's all together now. Dana Vici, who does an amazing job, is our kind of sales coordinator.
Yeah.
And he does just an absolutely phenomenal job getting out the announcements for what's coming up and what drops are happening. And he's phenomenal. And he was always phenomenal with Discmania, but now he represents House of Disc. So it's great. So we see all that stuff. I fear that it's going to regress a little bit.
Okay.
And I would hate to see that if they actually started to break the companies apart again.
Yeah.
Because it's so convenient and easy right now. And Dana Vici does such a good job with communicating with us. So I'd hate to see that regress. But in the same regard, we've been there before, Do you So Castoplast is a funky one because Castoplast was always done through Disc Unlimited. And then when House of Discs bought Castoplast, they pushed the distribution to DD. And I don't know if you remember, 2 years ago, I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I had talked to Jamie Rusko.
Yeah.
And he had said that was going to happen at one point. But Disc Unlimited still holds a portion of distribution for Castoplast. So it's weird. It's one of the few holdouts because they were the original part. So I guess when House of Disc came in, they honored that.
Okay.
So I wonder if you're going to start seeing Castoplast get stripped away a little bit from House of Discs and go back to Unlimited. All these possibilities.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Discmania, they're really easy to work with, but there's no technology involved. Like,
Okay.
it's like I send an email, hey, I want 10 of these. And they're like, okay. Like, so it's more than that, but it's like that. So,
yeah, I'm wondering too, production wise, what things are going to start happening with discs.
Are they going to start prioritizing just slightly different?
Yeah.
Like, are certain manufacturers going to get certain priority on the presses and all that stuff?
Yeah. Because I even remember around COVID time, Latitude and DD came out with like a map of like all the discs that they were going to produce and like what plastics, so you kind of knew what was going.
Yeah, like when it was going to come out.
Yeah,
and
kind of that kind of situation, or what you knew, like, okay, like it's going to be hard to get this disc in this plastic. And they were kind of just pressing like all their more popular discs at the time. So I'm really curious, production-wise, how that's going to be affected.
It is interesting, and especially coming into the end of the year and production schedules that were set to a certain level are now like well surpassed what they needed.
Yeah.
So now you're starting to see a bunch of these sales and clearances and like you're seeing like first run stuff that came out like a year and a half ago and they never sold out of the first run stuff. Like I wonder if that is some of the stuff that they're trying to remedy.
Right. This is also an interesting time that this happens because it's towards the end of the year, and then you're going to get into new contracts with players coming coming up. So getting those people into position to deal with their free agents and dealing with contracts.
Yeah, I never thought about that too, because if they have an excess sitting there that have already been stamped, then you're going to have that. But also, you're right, getting the CEOs in the positions to actually negotiate with these people. And maybe that's what they're doing, because who has House of Disc signed?
Yeah. I mean, they re-signed, obviously, Matt Oram, Ricky.
Yeah, but Rusko was still at the helm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right.
They were all still at the helm. Like, they didn't step away as CEO until maybe a year and a half after that, right?
Right.
And this is the year that their contracts are up. Is it right?
Well, Matt Oram resigned, and he signed an extension.
Okay. But Ricky and Kona, Kirsten?
Maybe. I feel like Kirsten signed an extension. Or she's going to, I'm sure.
I would hope so. But if not, she's going to get bank from somebody.
Yeah, right.
Probably Discraft, most likely, if that were the case.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine that?
That'd be ridiculous.
It would be.
But I feel like she would go to... I think she would stay with like some European company.
Would go to like Viking Discs or something like that. It's possible.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, or make the big switch to like Cast a Blast.
Yeah.
Maybe Clash.
Oh.
Is Clash still a thing?
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they have some new discs coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, they do. Because they got to still drop like the Guava as a full run.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple still that they're going to run. So hopefully they keep running them. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad to see it, but I'm also kind of like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, are they really? Because what happens when investors do stuff like that, the thing they start doing is chopping stuff.
Oh, right.
And so things are just going to start disappearing. So I hope they can make the final run at it and turn it around. Because if not, like, we're going to start seeing them start to see portions of House of Disc disappear.
Yeah, very, very possible.
And I think it might even be like full company lines. Like,
that'd be crazy.
It would be. Because, like, love, like Hand Eye. I'm a huge fan of Hand Eye. But, like, that's probably the smallest, revenue source that they have.
Would UC come back?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say his name publicly.
No,
but
they didn't.
Oh, UC. That would be,
Like, I saw a post with him the other day. He was like in line with a bunch of people for some event. I forgot what it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It wasn't like a...
Sure.
No.
He wasn't standing.
It wasn't a police lineup or anything.
Oh, okay.
No. It was a legit, like, gala event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know we're hard on UC, but it's fun. It's like low-hanging fruit. It's easy to...
It is, yeah. Because
he's done a lot for the sport. Like,
oh, yeah.
You can't minimize the man's impact. Maybe his penetration, but not his impact. So, all right. Should we talk GMC?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go there.
We'll go from, yeah. So GMC, Green Mountain Championship.
The first playoff.
Yeah. The first playoff, yes. And I heard they started inviting more people because not enough people signed up. So, like, I think it was only supposed to be the top 100. So they started to invite people over top 100.
Oh, yeah. I did hear something kind of similar to that because it's only supposed to be people. It was supposed to be, how did it go? Over 1,000, right? Over 1,000 rated. And then, like,
yeah,
they started
and then
filling it in.
Had points, and then they started filling in from there.
Right.
And, yeah. So I think they were well within what they said they were going to do. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But yeah, there's some people that got in there that were well above 100 in the Tour Series. So, all right. So we'll just talk winners then.
Yeah.
So Gannon Buhr won.
Yes, he did.
Pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
Although we did see a little McBeast mode.
Yeah.
A little bit of McBeast mode.
A little bit.
And then he went to like McWeenie mode afterwards. He went to McDad mode is what he did.
Yeah.
He just kind of fell apart. I don't want to call it weenie because like that's not, there's no.
Oh, he still finished fine.
Yeah.
It's just he had the big second round. Mm-hmm. He pushed. It was like a big deal. Oh, 10 under.
Yeah.
And then
13 under. Wasn't it?
No, I think it's only 10.
Oh, I thought it was 13. Oops.
Maybe I'm counting wrong.
Oh, do you need my fingers?
Oh, give me all your fingers.
You only have 10 of them, so that's why I figured it stopped there.
Yeah.
Gannon Buhr shot a 13 under.
16 second round.
16 under?
16 under the second round.
Okay, we were both wrong.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Paul McBeth had 13 under.
Okay.
Evan Smith shot a 14 under, and then Joey Buckets 12 under, and Simon all on the same card, 10 under. That was all the same card. Statmando had that. There was Statmando threw out a stat that it was either the lowest rated, like lowest card score since like 2021 maybe or something like that. Yeah, it was wild. I forgot what this actual
because wasn't
stat
it Paul McBeth? He was the second lowest. And he was a 1051 or something like that.
Yeah, something
13 under.
Yeah, something like that. He got a 1072, and then Gannon later in the day shot the 16 under for a 1096.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
It's just nuts.
And then he went on third round to shoot -10, and then today is -12.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's just on fire. And then wasn't it his final round? He played the Q Series. Mm-hmm. And there he shot like a 1087.
Yes. Yeah, I just saw that here.
Like that's
he shot a
unreal.
Where was it? Oh, hold on, I'll pull it up here. So he shot a 13 under. Yeah.
Okay.
1094 actually.
Oh wow. Okay. God. Or maybe was it 1087 for the tournament?
It might have been. Yeah.
Okay. Like
the event was 1087. The round was 1094. And his rating is a 1053. So
yeah, he's highest in the world.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, he's number one.
He will be. Next update, in about 2 weeks, he's going to be again. Oh, jeez. 12 strokes he beat the field by. Or on average.
At that Q Series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know it was like him, Alden, Gavin Babcock, I think, and like the Robinson brothers.
Yeah.
All played like really well together there. Yeah.
Jeez. It's incredible. So I did see a post about Gannon, and then we'll get to the FPO. I did see a post about Gannon, and someone said, okay, GOAT, who is it? And they listed 4 people. Ken Climo, Paul McBeth, Isaac Robinson, and Gannon Buhr.
What?
Exactly. That's what I thought too. I was just curious if you would think the same thing. That was the ABCD choice. Pick one.
Oh my gosh, that's easy.
How about C or D? Oh, what, Isaac Robinson?
Yeah, totally. 2 world championships.
Yeah, exactly. Vote. Perfect.
Yeah.
So a C and D shouldn't even be in the question.
No, I don't think so. Too early. Way too early.
I can think of probably 10 people that would go ahead of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not 10. Maybe 5. No, Isaac Robinson, 10.
Yeah.
Cannon Burr, he's starting to get up there. He just needs some world championships.
Yeah.
But, like, you're going to poop on Ricky Wysocki,
right,
and not put him in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people. We could just go on and on and on and on. So you're like Nate Doss, you're going to, you're just discount all these people.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm curious how long this person posted plays or has watched the tour.
I don't know. Now, if you said most dominant player of 2024,
oh yeah,
absolutely. The last two are the only two that should be in there, right?
Yeah.
If you're to
throw AB in there, I mean, he's fallen off quite a bit, but like earlier in the season, he was really dominating.
He's hot or cold as it is.
Yeah.
Like AB is like on fire or not.
Yeah.
Like there's no he's either first or he's last. He's Ricky Bobby without a doubt.
True. That's a good analogy.
Where so if you put, I mean, even if you say of this decade, okay, sure, like in the 20s. Like, sure, that's weird to say, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
In the 2020s, sure, you might even say he might be the best disc golfer in the 2020s. Or, Isaac Robinson, Gannon Burr, I mean, they're up there.
Yeah.
They're really good. But I don't know, man, to put him up there in the GOAT range, no chance. Although Gannon's starting to make a move, starting to make it really convincing. Because
we didn't talk about it either. He set the all-time money mark.
Mm-hmm. All-time money mark.
And he's got a chance to go over 200,000.
Yes.
If he wins the Pro Tour Championship in next week.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he is on mark to be, the highest paid disc golfer. Winnings.
Yep.
Already he is.
Yeah.
But he's going to set a pretty good standard.
Right.
So there's 2 factors. He's winning more.
Mm-hmm.
And the tournaments are worth a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
So he hasn't had the most wins in a season yet.
No.
Well, no, not yet. So if he wins, 2 more, he'll have the most wins in a season.
I think so.
He doesn't have that yet, but he does have the most money.
Yep.
Mark.
Earnings, yep.
So, there's a very good possibility. I mean, with GMC, it adds another 10 Gs or something like that, and it was already at 140 something.
Yeah.
So, So the 2 highest paid tournament winnings, don't know, because Missy Gannon is the highest paid, right? Or is it Tatar?
Kristen. It
is.
Total overall money. Yeah. For the season. Yep. So, Missy's taken home the
highest check.
Largest, yeah. But Kristen overall winnings, yeah.
Yeah. So Tatar took it down the other side, but in a playoff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was down. I mean, she had to come back. She was, I think, in third at the time. Entering the round today, she was in 3rd place behind Silva and Owen.
Sure.
And came back from being a stroke back. I mean, it's really not that much for her to catch back. But, we haven't really seen... Kristen used to have that stigma where, if she was behind, she could make it up. But she's actually come from behind to win a couple tournaments now in the past couple of years. And, her and Silva go to 18, and unfortunately, Silva ends up double bogeying, and Kristen ends up taking it down.
Yep. So good for her. So she's back on the leaderboard again with a win, and first win since her wedding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So there you go. She took the new bride jitters off.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Maybe?
Yeah, now it is.
I don't know. Yeah, right. I don't know. I've never been a new bride.
What?
I had to play a sporting event or anything. Okay. So,
I would never assume anyways.
No.
A new bride? Hold on, you qualified it by not playing an event?
I'm just saying, I don't think I've ever... Well, I mean, I've never been newly married either. After getting married, I've never had to go into a sporting event and
True.
Had to do anything like that.
I didn't either. I went to Alaska.
Oh, fun.
So, Anything else new or exciting or innovative or inspirational?
Oh, well.
Or do we want to talk about something else?
I was going to say, too, hold on a second. Go back. Come on, take me back to the page. The Masters, Tim Skolinski Masters happened too. And that, for the FPO, went down to a playoff as well between Sarah Hokom and Jen Allen. And Sarah Hokom ended up taking down the win. And Sarah Hokom was actually up by quite a few strokes entering the round. She was up by 3 strokes, but Jen Allen made up that pretty easily. And actually, Sarah was like, she and Jen Allen, well, actually, Jen was leading through after round 1, and Sarah was like +5 back with, like, they didn't shoot terribly well. Like, they ended +5, I mean, -5, but like their rounds like were +3 even.
Oh, sure.
Like, not great. But I don't know if it must have been on like Disc Golf Network, right? Or I don't even know.
I saw just clips of it.
Yeah, same. I just saw just clips of it. So good for her. Unfortunately, like these Masters events, I'm just looking. She made $2,350. It's like, for winning Masters, like this is a pretty. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. This tournament's over the years has been a pretty big deal for Masters. And then Kale was leading this tournament or he was like within striking distance. I think at one point he was leading. No, guess not. I thought I saw like him on top of the leaderboard at some point. But Scott Conway ends up taking it down, -35. He beat out Michael Johansson, Michael Joe, by a stroke. Michael Joe shot a hot round too. He had -12 today.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and then Kale came up in
third.
Came in third. Yeah.
Okay. No McRae.
Let's see. Johnny, Shasta Chris, Steve Rico. I don't see. Huh.
That's weird to not have McRae at the Slinsky.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's sick or something again.
Oh. You know, I saw a post by him today, but I didn't really pay too close attention to it. So I don't know.
It's weird. He shaved again.
Yeah.
It's weird. You see his face. It's weird. It's funny. I thought it was weird when he started to grow the beard, and then you kind of saw him all of a sudden. You're like, whoa, that's a big beard. And that was like, what, 2018 or 19?
Oh, for sure. Because I remember he had it when at Silver Cup when I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing his name. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not looking close enough.
Well, good. I don't know who Conway is.
Oh, wait, no, Johnny McRae, MP50.
Oh, he went, okay.
Okay, yeah. So that was MP40.
Okay.
The Holcomb and Conway. But yeah, Johnny McRae, MP50. And he beat Barry Schultz.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good. He's like a 5-time winner of that.
Yeah, so he beat Schwebe.
Schwebe, yeah.
Yeah.
Schwebe is funny. Oh, Schweberger is just hilarious.
And then I just saw somebody else. Dang it was an Instagram post too. Somebody else just got their 300th PDGA win. But I don't remember who. That's going to bug me. Oh. And Johnny McRae had to beat Barry Schultz in a playoff too.
Oh, he did? Jeez,
yes.
That would have been a good playoff to watch.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Whole 18 there as well. He beat him 4-5. So
nice.
Yeah. Gosh, a lot of playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unreal.
I like that though. It means things are staying close and it's competitive.
Right. And yeah.
That's fun. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, we come back with a bang. We're only about an hour and 15 minutes in. So
only?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh.
That's all.
All right.
Might want to call this one. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in a week or two.
Yeah,
Just depends.
You know, depending on how this week goes.
Exactly.
We'll see.
We always try for a weekly thing, but it's been bi-weekly this last month. So, but yeah, we'll try to see you guys next week. Anything inspirational to leave us on?
No, can't think of anything right now off the top of my head.
What's one movie that they should watch between now and next week?
Oh, man, one movie.
I got one.
Okay, what is it?
Go out and find the movie Rad.
Oh,
R-A-D, Rad.
yeah, I remember that movie.
Yep, go watch that.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
Nice.
What about you?
Gosh, it's been Hackers.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I just watched that a little while ago.
Did you really? Yeah. That's like a early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Oh my
good one.
gosh. I think we've talked about it on here, but like it's just so funny now to look at technology then compared to now. And like dial up. And,
I know.
Yeah. Even the film itself, the way it's shot, and like the yeah, it's funny. But young Angelina Jolie's in it.
Yes. Yeah, young.
And Matthew Lillard and Johnny Lee Miller, if you guys know who he is. Yeah, there's some young stars.
I like watching stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was the movie? So about the same time, Kevin Bacon, Flatliners.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
Yeah. Julie Roberts was in it.
Yes.
And
they're medical students, right?
Right. And they basically try to...
They killed themselves.
Right. And bring themselves back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so awesome. But when they go, they go to this other realm or dimension or something, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're like, and they come back smarter or something like. I forgot
don't remember
how
what
it
the
goes.
deal is. I want to watch that again now too.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's like creepy cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to go see Beetlejuice too.
I do too. So bad. Should we go?
Yeah. Some night.
Tomorrow. No, I can't.
I don't think tomorrow works for me either.
Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday.
Maybe. I got soccer practice.
Just don't say it 3 times.
Yeah.
I do want to go see that. But be prepared. There's only white people in it.
Oh, God.
Did you hear about that?
No.
People are really mad because there's only white people in this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's no diversity in it.
Oh, that's how the original was?
That's too. The whole, yeah.
You can't say that because Jenna Ortega's in it, and she's...
Oh, true. Okay, well, yeah, but...
Okay, I see.
That's everybody's getting pissed off about
sure.
it. Because Jenna Ortega is the daughter of
Winona Ryder.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, you want to find something to get pissed off about. You can find something to get pissed off about. How about we just enjoy the movie for what the movie is?
Right.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, stop getting mad about stuff. And I'll get mad about that. Yeah. All right. That's all. I think that's it.
That's it.
All right. Beetlejuice.